Okay. My name is Shelby Knuckles. I am the Director of Camping for Pathway to Adventure Council, and tonight we are going to be going through all of our Cub Scout summer fun activities that you can do through Pathway to Adventure Council. Before we start, we're going to go through a little housekeeping real quick. We are recording this evening. You all are muted and don't have your videos on right now. As we get to the Q and the A at the end, if you would like to speak, we can unmute you. Otherwise, throughout the entire webinar, please use the Q&A feature at the bottom of your screen to add any questions you may have. We are going to go through this stuff and answer questions at the end. That way, anybody who is just viewing this as the recording can do it in a timely manner. But please use the Q&A feature as much as you would like, and we will do that at the end. So to get started, we are going to go ahead and have our panelists introduce themselves. So I'm going to go ahead and start with Amanda.
Hello, and good evening, and thank you all for being with us tonight and for whenever you're watching the recording later. My name is Amanda Hubelman, and I serve as our program executive for Pathway to Adventure Council. Tonight, I'll mainly be talking about our day camp opportunities and our camporee opportunity.
Awesome. Okay, we're going to go to day camp with Jeff. You might have to unmute, Jeff. We'll let you.
There we go.
There we go.
Not exactly a super genius tonight. So I'm Jeff Jewell. I am the director of the Chicago Day Camp and also the co-director of the Park Ridge Day Camp. Love to talk to you all about day camp and hope to see you all there.
Great, thank you. Hey, for Bet's Family Camp, we're going to start with Kevin.
Hello, my name is Kevin Reynos. I am the admin director this year for Family Camp at Betts. This will be my 10th year as a director and 9th program, and I think it will be the 15th overall since coming to start with my son when we were participants. So looking forward to a fun year. I haven't been around this long because it's boring and unexciting. This keeps me going, so looking forward to seeing you all out this year.
Awesome. On to Sean.
Hello, everyone. My name is Sean McQuaid. I am the program director for Family Camp at Camp Betts. Yes, so when you hear the name Camp Betts, you're supposed to yell, "You betcha!" We have a new cheer this year, so we're getting that out to everybody. We'll be talking to you a little bit later about our camp, some of our program, a lot of our fun, and it's been around for 40 years, so we got to be doing something right.
Awesome. Thank you. And then we also have Joe Vitti joining us.
Hi, everybody. I'm Joe Vitti. I am the camp director at Camp Wolverine Zaxxy, where we run our Cub Scout and AOL resident camps. This is my 9th summer on camp staff, my 4th at Owassapee, and before that I was the aquatics director at Camp Nap1, and we're excited to have you guys.
Awesome. Thank you, everyone. So we're going to go ahead and jump in. Let's see here. I'll get it to go to my next slide. So we are going to be covering camp opportunities for Cub Scouts. I've got a nice graph for you to show you kind of the difference between them all. We'll talk about camperships. We'll talk about, and then we'll go into each specific camping program. So day camp, Camp Betts Family Camp, Cub Scout Resident Camp at Owassapee, Reniker Family Camp. We're going to take a little detour real quick and talk about adults at camp. And then we also have a little blurb about our 2025 Council Camporee, where yes, Cub Scouts are also invited out this fall. And then we will have time for our Q&A. So as I said before, please use the Q&A feature, and Amanda will be kind of tracking that. Amanda, there's a way to say that it's been answered while we've been talking, but otherwise we will cover those at the end. So first up is our little matrix we have here. So we offer a lot of Cub Scout summer programming, all under the Cub Summer Fun umbrella. And so what is the difference in these? Day camps are held locally to you. There are 7 of them. There's 7 opportunities, and usually within your city or neighboring city as well. They are a 1 day held on a Saturday. There is no meals included, no aquatics activities. Target and range sports are available. It just depends on the day camp, and we'll cover that a little bit more in a few minutes. So that's what day camp is. It's local to you. There's 7 opportunities. You can pick more than one, but it is a 1 day on a Saturday. And so as we progress, these are all going to get a little bit longer, all in hopes of prepping your Cub Scouts to one day be a Scouts BSA. So we've got Betts Cub Scout Family Camp, which is in Berrien Springs, Michigan. It is at Camp Betts. There are 5 opportunities. So they are 3-day, 2-night, Friday through Sunday opportunities. It's a bring your own tent. We put you in campsites. Meals are included. We have a really great waterfront with boating and swimming. And of course, we have target and range sports. The next up from that, as we increase how many days out we are, we have Cub Resident Camp at Owassipee. So this is held in Twin Lake, Michigan on the Owassipee Scout Reservation. A little bit further north than Betts. We are doing, I should have changed that one, but we are doing one all Cub Scout session that is 4 days, 3 nights, and it's going to be Sunday through Wednesday. And then we are doing one AOLs only. So that is a mistype, but you'll see it later when we talk about it. That will be Wednesday through Saturday, 4 day, 3 night, and that's only for the AOLs. We do have canvas tents that our Scouts BSA camp in throughout the summer, or you can bring your own tent. Meals are included. There's aquatic adventures to have, as well as target and range sports as well. And then Rent-A-Cur Family Camp. Rent-A-Cur Family Camp is also on the Owassipee Scout Reservation. This is an opportunity for your whole family. But we do have activities that are specific to all age ranges, so that's why we want to mention it, that your Cub Scouts will still have something to do by going to Rent-A-Cur Family Camp. So you can choose between the 7 weeks of camp. It is a weekly rental, Sunday through Saturday. You can have up to 6 people in a cabin, and meals are not included, but there is little kitchenettes within each cabin for you to cook your own food. And then there is, of course, aquatic adventures, target and range sports. They have programming activities. And then you get to enjoy a Owassipee Scout Reservation as well. So this is the brief overview. Kind of look at it, see what you're looking for, where you can go. We're going to dive into camperships before we dive into each individual program. So camperships. We never want money to be the reason that a scout cannot go to camp. So we do offer camperships. We do have a application for those. That QR code is to the right. Some things to note. The deadline is April 15th. And then you will be notified of the award by April 30th. To be eligible for camperships, youth must be currently registered with the Pathway to Adventure Council. You must attend a Pathway to Adventure Council summer camping experience and be recommended by your unit leader and parent and guardian. Essentially, what this means is these are specific camperships for Pathway to Adventure Council youth attending a Pathway to Adventure Council program. And there's a list of those when you get on there, and you can select which one you want. Please be aware that camperships usually do not exceed 50% of the fee. But there are some questions that walk through that about talking to your unit as well to see if they can help you at all. So we are going to move into day camp with Amanda.
Thank you, Shelby, for starting us off. As Shelby mentioned, day camp is our 1 day, our Saturday option right in your backyard. Our goal is to make these local and accessible, and serve as a way to introduce your new scouts or your older cubs to just a day of programming. So this year our theme is Invention Convention, and we'll be focusing on our high energy, our STEAM activities, just ways that our scouts can and come in as our young minds, as our inventors. And this is open for Tiger Scouts through our Airs of Light. But you can also bring siblings who aren't necessarily in scouting, or your friends, your classmates, people that you want to introduce to the Cub Scouting program. This link at the bottom will take you to the day camp website that has a little bit more information on our leader guide on the page that will walk you through what to bring for the day. As Shelby mentioned, bring a lunch, bring water, bring your sunscreen, bring the things that you need for a day out in our summer temperatures. We go to the next slide, Shelby.
Yes.
So typically, our schedule is 9 to 4, and this will vary a little bit depending on how much rain we get during the day, but we have stations scheduled as soon as we start the day after an opening ceremony to introduce you to the flag raising and the way that we start each of our Cub events. But Scouts will rotate through the day in groups of dens. If they come in as a pack, they will be kind of kept in the same group, but families can also register individually, so we'll kind of keep people together by location. But they'll rotate through stations throughout the day, visiting our target and range sports, which include archery, BBs as long as we're not in the city of Chicago, and slingshots. So there are multiple ways that you can work toward your target and range adventures. We'll have active games, relay races, kind of think high energy group exercise out in our programs. We'll have our STEM-based activities to engage that science, technology, math part of our program, and other things along those lines. And as we said, our theme this summer is Invention Convention, so everything kind of falls into this theme. For day camp this summer, all the youth that come are $35 and adults are free. Registration closes the Monday before each of our 7 sessions. And you feel free to scan these QR codes. The one on the right will take you directly to the registration page. Sign up for as many programs as you would like. And the QR code on the left will take you to our day camp page overall for more resources.
And we are going to go to the next slide, but just so you know, these are going to be at the end of the webinar as well, so you won't miss them.
And this is just our day camp leadership for the year. We have Deb Jennings, who's based out of our Calumet district. She's wonderful, and she kind of oversees each of the 7 sessions, but each camp has its own director. So we've got Jeff Jewell on here with us tonight, but there are many wonderful day camp folks out there bringing this program to you. Frank Federo is our council activities chair, and then there on the bottom.
Awesome. Thank you, Amanda. So we are going to move in to Bet's Family Camp, and this is the theme for this year is Camp Bet's Beach Bash. Super excited about this theme. There are 5 sessions available to you starting June 27th. We do skip the next weekend of 4th of July, and then we have 4 back-to-back sessions as well. So those are your sessions. As I said, at the end, there will be a QR code that will take you to all of the main pages at our Q&A session. So don't feel like you need to jot down these links just yet. Family Camp mission statement. So their vision of Bet's Family Camp is to increase Cub Scout to Scouts BSA crossover by eliminating parent and Scout hesitancy regarding the camping element of the Scouts BSA program. So over the course of the weekend, camp will make use of its unique resources, including family-friendly camping. So this is a great experience for your Cub Scouts as well as the siblings to come out for the weekend. BSA certified Cub target and range sports. BSA certified aquatic elements. Like I said, we've got swimming and boating. The dining hall and food service, the food is to rave about, I promise. Themed program, as we said, our theme is Camp Betts Beach Bash, so everything will be themed. And then, of course, the wonderful campfire on Saturday night. And it's all provided by adult and youth scout staff from within the council. So all three of your camp director and program directors are volunteers within our council, and they utilize all of their volunteer staff to put on this wonderful program for you. Just to note, the focus of family camp is not advancement, but providing a fun and memorable outdoor experience and positive parent and Cub Scout interactions. So as we said, each of these programs are built to grow you towards that Scouts BSA level of camping. Overview of the weekend schedule. So Friday night, you'll check in, you'll set up your campsite, and you'll have an orientation and evening program. In years past, they've had a themed movie, so something to look forward to. Saturday, you will start by the flag raising ceremony. You will have a delicious breakfast, and then throughout the day, you will rotate through programs, whether that's range and target sports, aquatics, handicraft, STEM, different things like that. You will rotate. Most often, you will rotate as a pack. If you come as a pack, do not worry. If you don't come without your pack, you will still join a group. And they always make it fun by naming the different groups and having flags and of their group name. So always a way to come, even if you're coming solo. Finish the day after dinner. We will have a break and campfire prep, flag lowering ceremony, and then your campfire program with songs and skits by participants and youth staff. And then Sunday morning, we will have the flag raising ceremony, your continental breakfast, and Scout Vespers, and we will send you on your way. So as I said, there are 5 sessions of Betts Cub Scout Family Camp. Scouts and siblings 5 to 15 years old are $95 through May 31st at 11:59 p.m. Adults and siblings are $55, and siblings 0 to 4 are free. Please note that starting June 1, the late fee does go into effect. There is a group deposit happening right now through March 31st at 11:59 p.m. You can go in and put down $20 per person instead of paying the whole $95 or $55 up front. Put down your $20 per person, and that will hold your spot until April 1st. When you will have to let us know if you are going to use all those spots or not. At the end, I will have Kevin speak a little bit more to this, but that is an option out there for you. Spaces are filling up fast, as they always do at Betts Family Camp. So this is a great opportunity for you to go ahead and get in there. Something else to note is that each person participating, including all adults, will need to bring a completed annual health and medical record. That's part A and part B, which includes a copy of your insurance card. So that's important to remember that you'll need to bring that with you. These are your links to Family Camp Overview that takes you to the main web page, and then the registration takes you right to where you pay. At the end, the overview QR code will be there as well. And as we said, a couple of them were able to introduce themselves earlier, but you've got Kevin Reynos, Sean McQuaid, and Scott Bort. Their email address is here, ptac.bets.familycamp@gmail.com. I am the staff advisor for this, so my email is there as well. And if there's one thing you guys can take away tonight, is this email right here, the PTAC Outdoor Adventure Help Desk. ptac.camping@scouting.org. That goes to our wonderful registrar, Kathy, and she will be able to get you in contact with anybody on this call tonight. So any question you have tonight, the best email is that ptac.camping@scouting.org. So please write that down. Awesome. We are going to move right into a Wasapee Cub Scout camp. So there are 2 sessions of this. You come in on a Sunday and leave on a Wednesday for the July 27th through the July 30th. This is open to all ranks. So this is Tigers all the way through Arrow of Lights. So Arrow of Lights can still go to this program. They will still have older scout programming. However, they won't have as much older scout programming as they would if they came to the July 30th through August 2nd. With the changes in the program for AOLs and Weeblos, they have kind of separated them out a little bit more than they used to be. So we really wanted to focus on those Arrow of Lights and give them an experience at a Scouts BSA camp that will really prepare them to move into their next and move into Scouts BSA. So as I said, first one is open to all ranks, including AOLs. And then the second session is for our Arrow of Lights only. I'll go over a brief schedule, but things to do. They have a swimming pool. They have a waterfront. They'll do BB guns, archery, slingshots, nature, team games, scout skills, anything that you can think of that you can do at camp, they're going to get to do. And then day in the life at camp, they will start. So they'll have 2 full days like this. So that's a little bit different than day camp being 1 day and Bets having 1 full day of program. You get 2 full days of programming when you do the Owassapee camp. So flag ceremony at 7:45, breakfast at 8. They will rotate through morning program and then have lunch and a rest period. They will rotate through afternoon program, dinner flags, dinner, and then there will be evening programming, which on some evenings will include campfires. They do eat, meals are all provided. They do eat in the big top, our dining tent, as you can see pictured here, cafeteria style, so going through a line. Field uniform is highly encouraged for dinner and flags, but not required. And then camp menu has been designed by a certified dietitian. We do utilize a food vendor. And so as you're registering, there is a form that you can fill out for any dietary needs as well. But camp menu has been designed by a certified dietitian. And so we have some great options for food. So pricing through June 14th. So since these programs are at the end of the summer, you have a little bit more lead time on the late fee. Scouts are $200 and adults and den chiefs are $120 through June 14th. Just keep in mind that on June 15th, the late fee does go into effect. If a scout is registering as an individual and not coming as a pack, a parent must attend camp with them. So that's important to remember. And then if registering as a den or pack, then adult registration requirements are in place, meaning they must have 2 adults for the first 10 and then 1 adult for each additional 4 scouts after. Those adults must be over the age of 21, and if there are girls present, there must be a over 21 female as well. This also goes for all of our programs in Cub Scouts. Tigers must be 1-to-1 regardless of the adult to scout ratio. So Tigers must always have an adult with them. So needed forms. So we've started adding a couple forms at Bet's Family Camp. We added the medical record. When you come to Owassapee, we are under certain Michigan guidelines at Owassapee. And so we still have a couple more pieces of paperwork we got to have. You must still bring parts A and B of your medical record for adults and youth. Your insurance cards must be with those. You'll bring a roster of youth and adult participants. Proof of unit insurance. This is required for non-PTAC units if attending as a den. And then this is where the extra paperwork is the central registry clearance for all scouts and adults over the age of 21. This paperwork can be found on our camp resources page. If you register, you will get many, many emails reminding you of this. But this is something that as a member of the BSA, you have a background check, but you also must have a central registry clearance check through the state that you live in. Our website walks you through how to do that. And then also, really important, all adults must have current YPT certificates. This goes for your Scoutmasters. This goes for your parents as well. So that's very important. Everyone must have taken YPT. So it's good to get them started on that early and make sure you can bring a roster or the certificates with you. Again, here is the overview as well as the camp registration. And our camp contacts with Joe Vitti being our camp director. Dalton DeVries is the reservation director, so he oversees Camp Blackhawk, Camp Wolverine, Reniker, and Owassapee Cub Resident Camp. Again, super important email to have if you ever have any camping questions, ptac.camping@scouting.org. Okay. So we're going to talk a little bit about Reniker Family Camp. As I said, this is for the whole family, whether you have a 1-year-old all the way up to grandparents that want to come. You can rent a cabin. And the cabins are in the back of this picture as well. And you can rent the cabin for the week. You can rent multiple cabins for the week. Our dates are to the left. They line up with the Owassapee summer camp schedule. And there is a $100 discount if you come the week that your scout is attending Owassapee. There is a discount for that as well. So the whole family can make a week of it. But yes, the dates are to the left. And it is a Sunday through a Saturday reservation. You can also do single nights. So the family rental up to 6 people for the week is $525. You can do a single night for $100 a night. So if you only want to come up for a couple days, so you can do that. If you are planning on arriving early on Saturday, so we start Sunday through Saturday. If you want to arrive on Saturday for your Sunday reservation, we do charge an extra $100. On to the fun things. So Reniker, as I said, is good for the whole family. There is programs for everyone. So they have the 0 to 4 years old programming. They have the teenager programming. They have adult programming, as well as the super fun swimming pool. They do sports and games. You get to go to a Owassapee County Fair on Wednesday night. If you have not been out to Owassapee with your older scouts yet, on Wednesday night, we put on a massive county fair. Last year, there was probably over 1,000 people on the main part of camp enjoying games and food, and we had fried food in the main trading post, and we did big tug of war, like tons of things for everybody to do. So you'll get to enjoy that as well. And you can also do range and target sports there as well. So for Cub Scouts wanting to complete their range and target sports activities belt loops, you can also do that at Reniker. And then our QR codes. And then Sophia wasn't able to be with us this evening, but Sophia is our camp director out there. This will be her 2nd year. I believe the theme, because yes, they're theming it, is Enchanted Forest. And so that's going to be a really fun time out there. again, any questions regarding rent-a-car, ptac.camping@scouting.org. And before I take a break and hand it over to Amanda, I do want to talk about adult registration and tenting. So this is important for Bet's family camp. This is important for a Wasapee resident camp as well. A parent or legal guardian attending Cub Scout with their own child is not required to be a registered member. Okay, so they can come to camp, but they still must have youth protection training at a Wasapee resident camp. So that's important. Parent or legal guardian. A grandparent who is not the legal guardian of the child must be a registered adult leader to come. If a den or pack are attending together, as we said, a minimum of 2 registered adult leaders, 21 and over, are required, with minimum supervision of 1 adult per 4 scouts. So there's your ratio. If a female scout is in attendance, then 1 of the registered leaders must be female, 21 and over. And then all Tiger Scouts entering 1st grade must have a parent with them. But this parent does not have to be a registered member, as we already said. And then tenting. Scouts may tent with other scouts of their same gender with no more than 2 years of difference in age. And then scouts may share a tent with their parents, but they cannot share a tent with an adult who is not their parent, such as a grandparent. So these are really important to remember. These are on the website as well. But as you are getting your group together, please make sure that you are following the adult registration and tenting guidelines. And on to Camporee with Amanda.
Thank you, Shelby. This fall, we will be hosting as a council our time trek camporee. Now, this is open to our older Scouts BSA and other older youth programs as well, but it is open and welcome for our Cubs and our Cub families too. So this is a weekend opportunity, September 19th through 21st, out at the Sandwich Fairgrounds in Sandwich, Illinois. You can come for just the day of Saturday, which Scouts will have the opportunity to move throughout a whole host of different activities. We'll have our range and target activities again as well for another opportunity to work toward that adventure. But there will be, in this theme of trying to piece together a shattered space-time continuum, we'll have survival skills stations and different sort of puzzles that Scouts work through together to my apologies. They will. Shelby, will you hop in here for a sec?
Yes, I lost what you were talking about.
My train of thought has run away as well.
Okay. Well, yes. So Time Trek Camporee, super great for the whole family. I know Camporee can oftentimes be just a Scouts BSA program, but we really want people to know that Cub Scouts can come as well. There's going to be a lot of Cub focused programming. So definitely more information to come. We've got a really great website getting ready to drop that's going to have all the different program areas on it. So if you want more information, the website is below. That takes you straight to our registration page. Registration is open. Very important that our late fee does go into effect on August 15th. But our main webpage will be dropping really soon. We are also looking for some more volunteers. So we've got 2 different types of volunteers. We've got event day of volunteers. And so you can register to help us out during that time. But then we're also looking for a couple administration volunteer roles as it relates to health and safety. security, and fundraising. So again, if you're interested in any of that, if you want to learn more about the Time Trek Camporee before you see the website, ptac.camping@scouting.org is going to have all of your information. So we are at our Q&A time period. Did want to reiterate that these are all the links. So your campership application is above. The camporee registration, as I said, we are working on it's an amazing webpage. So excited. But that will be coming soon, but that will take you to registration. And then these other ones are the overview pages that do have the registration link on them, but I encourage you to look through them as well. Lots of fun pictures, lots of documents for you to be reviewing. So that's super important as well. So, as I said, this was recorded. So within the next week, it will be posted to our YouTube channel. And it'll be on our Facebook page. And if you ever have any other questions, that ptac.camping@scouting.org is the best way to get a hold of us. Okay, Amanda, there is a question. Will there be an opportunity to build blinkies at Camporee?
I am not sure what a blinky is, so
Neither am
perhaps.
I. We will write it down and research it.
Yeah, I was trying to look it up. I'll
They,
see if
if
I
I,
can find anything. Sorry,
they
go
are
ahead.
little LED pocket or pin things that can be basic soldering skills. They had them at the first one that we had up in our first camporee 6 years ago.
Sure. I will I'll check back with the program team and let them know that there is an interest. And now I know what blinkies are, so thank you.
They are pretty cool. I still have mine, and my daughter still has hers.
Scott has given us the link for it. Okay, Loretta should be allowed to unmute. I don't know if we can hear you.
About now.
Yes, so we can hear you now.
Okay, fantastic. I had a question in regards to Owasapi summer camp. I know with Scouts BSA, they usually have like a program guide and you can pick and choose what type of merit badges are going to be earned, but I know with Cub Scout camp it's not. They just have like you get these are the adventure loops you're going to be earning. Will there be a program guide in which we know which adventures will be actually focused on? Because that for us as a pack, it's a big determining factor on whether we're going to be attending this year.
Joe, are you still on the call?
Yes. And hi Loretta. Yes,
Hi, Joe.
we will have a program guide. Actually, we started with Cub Scout program this year instead of starting with Scouts BSA program in our
you.
planning. So
Yes.
we're actually relatively close to having that finalized.
Okay.
I don't necessarily have a date I can promise it'll be out by.
Yeah.
But it is in the works.
Okay, then fantastic. So we would just love to see what type of programming would be available. And so I could, because I don't know if you know this, but I'm the Cub Scout Roundtable Commissioner, so I'm really going to try and push summer camp for you guys this year in our district. But that's the biggest question is like, well, what type of adventure loops are they going to be offering? And I'm like, I don't know. I will ask. I mean, besides aquatics and range sports, but okay, thank you.
Yep, I do have to say that in line with kind of some of our national guidelines, most of our programming at Cub Scout Camp is geared towards experiential stuff, right?
Yes.
There is some advancement opportunities, but none of those are like required adventures. So there are advancement opportunities, but a lot of it is experiential, especially the
No.
AOL program that's almost
Yes.
entirely experiential.
Fantastic. Thank you, Joe.
Yep.
There's also a question earlier of adventure loop opportunities at day camp. Jeff, you put a response to the chat if you want to just share out about that, and I can kind of fill in as needed.
You bet. So our day camps so specifically, the belt loops that are available at the day camps are related to the target sports. So the BBs, the archery, and the slingshot. Each of our day camps is going to be offering at least two of the target sports, depending on the day camp. So like Chicago offers the slingshot and the archery. Many of the others will offer the archery and the BB. And some of them will offer all three, just depending on the individual camp. And we do work to achieve the requirements of those belt loops. Of course, the requirements are different per age level, so we do our best. Just like the Cub Scouts do our best.
Perfect. Yeah, thank you, Jeff. We're really taking a concerted effort across all of our club opportunities this summer to make sure that if your scouts want to earn range and target adventures, they'll be able to do that through our different programs. As for other adventures, we'll share out after each day camp a list of requirements that you may have completed from a day at day camp, so your Cub Masters can track that.
Awesome. Before I forget, Kevin, are you able to talk about the $20 down group policy out at Bets, please?
Yes, thank you. We've had several relatively large groups express interest, but sometimes it's hard to wrangle all the Cub Scout parents for the information required. There is a litany of information that we would need, including those dietary and medical restrictions, like Shelby mentioned earlier, to help provide our meal plan for you. T-shirt sizes and other things like that. So in order to complete that, it's hard to do that for 70 people if you don't know what 70 people are coming, right? So the $20 deposit is not intended for single families. It's intended for groups of 10 or larger to be able to reserve a spot now and complete before the prices increase so that we could make sure that those larger packs have an opportunity as well. But to be fair to everyone else, that's why we do require the April 1st, or I think it was March 31st, April 1st turnover, make sure that we do complete these group registrations so that we could put back any unused spots for the population at large. So what you do is you choose the number of group registration spots you would like to reserve. A scout is trustworthy and a scout is courteous. We want to make sure you guys are doing relatively accurate. You can always add more later if space is available, but please don't say 70 when you only have 30 kids in your pack. So we are taking your word that you're going to be honest about your numbers to be fair for everyone else, but please choose a number of spots that you would like to reserve. Each one of those will require a $20 deposit. And as Shelby said earlier, if you go ahead and settle up, there will be instructions that we'll send out to anyone who does use that methodology, how to convert. That if you convert before our deadline, any spots that you do not need or any of the net balance that you paid for that $20 each will go against your net balance for your unit. If you decide to go beyond that date or even delay long enough to go past the late fees, you will not get your $20 deposit for any unused spots back. That is a forfeit, and you will be incurring any late fee charges if not paid in full by that June 1st date as well. So it is an opportunity. We will be in touch. If any questions, the ptac.bets.familycamp email is the resource, and we'll be coming out with our conversion instructions soon. We wanted to update them from last year. This is only our second year trying it. It went very well last year, so we tried to do it again. So we do have, I believe, one of our weekends already waitlisted. That is also another option. If you're a single family or unit was looking to register, a unit probably won't be able to do a group registration on waitlist, but the individual families can, and we will be adjudicating that as spaces are released and are available. So if there's a weekend that you really had your heart set on, we do have a waitlist opportunity as well.
Awesome. Thank you, Kevin. Any other questions?
One that I wanted to just share out to the group as well. Jeff responded to this in the chat. There was a question about Scouts BSA youth volunteering at day camps to earn service hours, and this is definitely welcome. And we will track those hours that Scouts join us for the day. If you scan that QR code for the day camp overview, there's a volunteer link on that page, and you can either fill that form out or, as Jeff said in the chat, reach out to any of the directors of your local day camp.
Awesome. Anything else? Loretta?
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, I wasn't sure. I was waiting to get the notification to be unmuted. I just want to clarify for adults attending resident camp at Owassapee.
Mhm.
All adults need to be registered members of PACs when they go there, except Tiger adults. Is that correct?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Okay. Anything else? Going once, going twice. Okay. Thank you again, everybody, for being here. Recording will be live on our YouTube within the next week. We will also upload the recording and the slides to the camp resources page at pathwaytoadventure.org. As always, if you have any other questions, please feel free to reach out, ptac.camping@scouting.org. Thank you. Have a great evening.